Boom! Pow! Hello, weirdos and malafolks, and welcome to the Play Weird stream. I am Doug Guslado on the forums and various other locations. Top Doug Design on the Instagram. So welcome. We're going to do some painting now. It's time to paint. We are going to be painting, working on the greatest thief in all of Malifaux, Desper LaRaux. So yeah, I started him on the last stream. Here's how he is. Really happy with how quickly he was coming together. Giving you the turntable look here, which is fun to do. And I will get started on him. So speak up in the chat. How was everyone's weekend? Did y'all get a lot of painting done? Do. You learn from other painters, and then, you go, hey, you hope you level up each time. One of the things I like to do on my, when I finish a miniature, is I will sign the bottom of the miniature. To then, I sign and date it. It lets me, it's kind of that, boom, I'm done. But also, then you go back and you look at what you've painted and you figure out, you get to see your improvement as a painter over time. And you'll go like, oh, when did I paint this model? And then you look at it and go, oh, well, sometimes you'll be like, oh, that's why this looks like warm garbage. Or go, oh, wow, I remember painting this. This was lots of fun. When did I do this? You look at it and go, wow, I've improved so much since then. Stuff like that. I'm kind of going in here, hitting the blue, just the last little highlights on them there. Going for a real midnight blue look. Now, it ends up being a lot higher on the highlights than, the darkest bit there. I keep mine either in my display cases, which are all around the hobby room here, or ready to go to play games, because I like games. I like to play the game. I don't just paint, I play as well. So some of my favorites end up, living in my hobby bag. Hey, Firak! Thanks for jumping in. How was your weekend? Too short to be sure. Did you get any painting done? Chair's a little far back. There we go. Ooh, done with the EBS keyword. So I'm thinking I might start painting that up on stream here pretty soon, at least what I have of it. I've got Dr. Beebe and his delightful little submarine. And so and we're trying to figure out what kind of paint scheme I want to do for the submarine. And I was thinking I might try out, I've got some color shift paints I've played with a little bit. And I thought that could be maybe a really cool, you know. They work best on kind of a large curved surface. And so I was thinking, well, that is a large curved surface. So that honky boy, that big old chunky submarine might be a good model to use color shift paints on. Because I haven't used them on an actual model yet. I took them and did what a lot of the companies that make color shift paints do as an example, and I sprayed them onto the back of some spoons, because then you can kind of see how it shifts as you move the model, because that's what the purpose of color shift is that they look different colors from different angles. So, and they're a little metallic too, so that could be fun to do for the submarine. So when it comes to doing large cloaks like this, I like to use a nice, I'm still got a nice razor point on it, but I find the blending works better if I've got a large brush. Then if I need to go back and wet blend it, if it's not layering up nicely, I can really move around a lot of paint and water with the thing here. Ooh, the weirdscapes. Ooh, that would look really cool with the color shift. I may have to, yeah. I don't think I've got that one though. I've got the makeshift barricades, I believe is the one I've got in my box over here. Stuff to paint out. It's got the fountain in it. So I don't have the solarium yet. That one would be fun to do with the color shift paints. I'll have to try that when I get it. I love doing terrain because it is fun to do. And also, I run a lot of tournaments. So I always need more terrain. That's one thing a TO must have. A TO can never have too much terrain. Maybe too much terrain to store, but TO can never have too much terrain for the tournaments. Oh yeah, doing zenithal priming and then doing washes and contrast. Yeah, you could do that for a lot of tournament terrain. With the color shift, it does work best over a black prime job. That's what they recommend, and I tried when I was playing around with it. I tried out with both, how it looks over black, how it looks over white, how it looks over zenithal. And a lot of the color shift appearance gets lost if it's not done on black. But I haven't actually put it on any models yet, so we shall see how that ends up looking at the models. Alrighty, I think I'm going to do a little bit on his boots there. So, I think I'm going to finish off that rope. Got a little bit of crusties on the tip of my paint there. Work on the rope. Work on the rope. Sing little songs about painting. Work on the rope. I hope you enjoy my songs. I sing about my dogs all the time. And now I'm going to sing about painting, apparently. Because I am just a weirdo like that, and I'm okay with it. Alrighty. You. Can probably do a little kind of gentle overbrushing on this. Just to kind of get those raised areas. As I'm out of the camera, because you know what? Let's make sure y'all can see what I'm actually doing here, because that's helpful. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of the rainbow vomit on the stream there. One moment while we fix this. I have no idea why this camera does that sometimes. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I haven't had that do that on my on my own OBS setup, but the joys of technology. Painting a rope, I'm painting a rope. Then he'll break into your house and steal your stuff. Oh, And I'm assuming it's nothing you can tell us about today. Painting the rope. Painting the rope. Desper LaRaux going to steal some stuff because he's got rope. Oh, goodness. There we go. Painting the rope. I'm painting the rope. Desper LaRaux, a master thief, and he's got a rope. Desper LaRaux. Desper LaRaux. Desper LaRaux. Sorry, I keep calling him Desper LaRaux because I know his reference very well. I'm a huge fan of Psych. Painting his little. As Gen Con gets closer and closer, I know there's all kinds of exciting new shinies that are headed our way soon. That I hope everyone is excited for all these titles as I am, and the new models that go with them. Because hooray, Gen Con! And if any of you are going to be at Gen Con, I will as well. So come find me. I'll be playing in the Tyrant tournament. And then, harassing Weird Kyle a whole bunch because, that's what I like to do. Hey, Eleanor, welcome. What master pair has you most excited? Theme what? I've harped on this a ton. I'm so excited for the Marcus and Lord Cooper box. I just finished up painting my Malisaurus Rex over the weekend. Haven't taken any photos of him yet, so I'll be posting some of those to my socials the next couple of days. But I got to, get my photo set up good to go there. But Lord Cooper and Marcus just has got me really, really excited. I'm excited for those Empyrean Eagles in that box. I'm excited for Beast Mode Marcus. I'm excited for Pack Leader, the Hunt Master, Lord Cooper. So of all of the models I've seen so far, that is the box I'm most excited for. Now, I think I'm still waiting to see what Rasputina, I don't believe, has been unveiled yet. So I'm waiting to see who is paired up with her. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Rasputina has been revealed yet. So that's kind of who I want to see as well, because she was my first master. I haven't played a whole lot of her in the 3rd edition because the way she plays now doesn't really fit the play style that I tend to go with. I liked her using her as, super blasty raspy. And she's a little more, I think that might be a little bit dark for this. Let's go the next color up. So I'm hoping that whatever we get for her new title will fit towards my the way I like raspy a little bit more. That's a little too bright right there. That's what was wrong. That was a little too bright. Yes, I'd love to hear what Master Pairing you're excited for there. This could be, either model. Oh, is it Gen Con yet? Soon. I've been getting all my stuff ready to go for Gen Con. Planning my, planning out what do I need to, because I'm also a huge board game player. So planning out, who all I need to go check out their demos for. I'm excited for Bayou Bash. Excited for Vagrant Song. But I love all of Gen Con. Ironsides and Anya. Yeah, I like. They seem both really strong thematically. And, two sides of the same coin almost. And the way they both summon those drudges seemed really, really cool. That was I wasn't expecting that. And you know what? There's a lot from what we've seen so far is there is a lot of masters who have not been traditionally summoners who are getting the option to summon now. So it was, I can't remember which content creator it was, but I think it was on Friday or Saturday. They unveiled Perdita and Ophelia's new titles. And Perdita can summon. And that's a pretty cool idea, is that she summons in, some pistoleros. And now I've never really been a big guild player. Yeah, it's like, okay. It looks like a solid way to summon and doesn't seem too terribly overwhelming. It seems like, okay, yeah, she'll get those out there, but, they are just pistoleros. But they do get that upgrade. But it feels like if you're playing against that, you're going to need to take care of those pistoleros before they grow up and become a monster hunter. Because monster hunters can really hurt to go against. So got to kill them while they're baby. Got to kill them while they are little baby Ortegas. But I'm very, very excited for Gen Con. Plus, I get to see lots of my favorite people. Oh, yes, we had this conversation earlier. The how many chuggas go before choo choo? So, Play Weird seems to think me a madman for my opinion on Chugga Chugga Choo Choo. Oh, Eleanor, you broke me. I could just picture you saying that. Oh. So my thought on chuggas before choo choo is that if I'm just going to as more of a symbolic, I'm going to make a sound like a train, but not trying to imitate a train. I go chugga chugga choo choo. So just two chuggas before choo choo. But if I'm, imitating a train, I go chugga 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 choo choo, complete with the arm motions. Because if you don't have the arm motions, are you even really doing it? Yeah. So it's chugga chugga choo choo or a whole bunch of chuggas, but it has to be an even number. Complete with arm motions. Well, that's you're imitating a train. Chugga 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 choo choo. Or you could take a page out of Eleanor and Samuel L. Jackson's book. And that also sounds like a lot of fun. All right, that's coming along nicely. Weird Kyle has opinions on chuggas. All right, that's good. All else fails, Weird Kyle and I can discuss our preferences on chuggas at Gen Con. Also, I'm just going to say this right now, referring to them as chuggas. It sounds like I'm not Australian. I've never been to Australia, but I know some Australian people. And I feel like chugga is got to be some Australian slang for something. Because if it's not, it sounds like Australian slang. Oh, yeah, we got to ask Big Dino if a chugga is some kind of Australian slang. And I am not, but you know what? I'm not going to insult any of our Australian. I mean, I think they're all asleep right now because the opposite side of the world. But I'm not going to, imitate an Australian accent. Actually, I probably will here. Now that I said I'm not going to, yeah, I'm probably going to do that. Blimey, that's a lot of chuggas. See, I could totally see, Australian saying something like that. I don't know the next time Big Dino is streaming, but we need to make sure we ask him if a chugga is really a Australian slang or if it just sounds like an Australian slang. So I think a chugga sounds like either some kind of a bug or perhaps something to drink. You can ask a bartender for another chugga. Oh, yes, that's going to be. I'm wondering what they're going to do to Brewmaster. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, we haven't seen Brewmaster yet. Maybe he'll be driving a party bus. I want to see Party Bus Brewmaster. If I correctly predict Party Bus Brewmaster, then everyone knows me a beer. Yep. Who is he going to be paired with? Ooh, well, I feel like there's got to be poison involved. So not McMorning. We know he's not paired with McMorning because we just saw McMorning, who was paired with. I literally just saw this. Who was McMorning paired with? I can't remember. I literally just saw this, but my brain is, made of pudding. Oh yeah, the McDouble. So I'm trying to think who. I feel like either the Brewmaster is going in a really different direction, but that wouldn't really work well with what's paired with him. And for the most parts I've seen with these the titles is that while the master themselves changes, the crews still, a crew that would function with one would still function with the new title. So who else out there loves poison? Ooh, or maybe this would be a weird combo. But Brewmaster and Pandora? Because Pandora likes it when you have conditions in general. And so she's got all of these woes that are paired up with most every condition. But I haven't seen, there's not really one for, poison or burning. So maybe Pandora and Brewmaster. That'd be really weird. But, I mean, we've got the McDouble box. Ooh, happy fun times. Drink to forget. Problem drinking box. To see what condition my condition is. Ooh, Shen Long. Yeah, because they've got, he's got his drunken monks. But then again, he already does have drunken monks. I think it would be cool if it were Pandora, but that might be a bit of a stretch. It is a quandary. Yeah, that new McDouble box looks pretty cool. McDouble with cheese. I don't know. See, I figured out what the difference between a McDouble and a double cheeseburger is. A McDouble only has one slice of cheese. A double cheeseburger has two slices of cheese. I know. I know. No, he's McCabe Tomb Delver or something. It's like Tomb Raider, but non-trademarked. Oh yeah, they'd remind me, dude, where's my horse? Apparently, the corpse curator got hungry. Oh, that's terrible. I apologize. See, I don't actually have McCabe. I've got Motorcycle McCabe, Rollins Black. So I am not, as up on the horse bit there. I got, my McCabe has got a motorcycle. That would be hilarious if the new match, if it were just a horse. He left McCabe at home. Hey, he's been holding me back all these years. That through the power of the Burning Man, the horse is now sentient, and his name is Mr. Ed. Ooh, and then Mr. Ed could hire all of the horsemen in, but without the riders, just the horses. So we'd have the pale horse and the mysterious horse and the mechanical horse. Hey, you know what? That could be the next title. Because you know what? Just because they've got these titles there doesn't mean they can't release more titles in the future. Actually, a really smart way to expand on things without, negating what you have. So McCabe's next title will be Horse. Of course, of course. Apparently, our dad joke is on point today between me and everyone in the chat thread here. You know, we've got dad jokes covered. And I'm here for it. Let's take a look at his mustache, I think. He's getting close to being there. But I think the mustache. Actually, you know what? I've already got that out there. Let's go. It's a little bit. Oh, now I will never be famous. We're all sad now. Alrighty. So I think I'm going to go up and hit those. Yeah, I think the metal. Do some metal on them there. Oh, thank you. Actually, I think his shoelaces need a little more highlighting there. So. Yeah, that's what I needed, a little bit of. Of course. So Mick Horse will be able to hire all of the horses in the game. If there's a horse, Mick Horse can hire it. He will lead the Barnyard Uprising. Ooh, but you know what? Maybe we need to rein in the horse talk a little bit. Ayo! Oh, sorry, that was terrible. And I don't care. Oh, Old Major? You know what? Maybe they'll team up. Old Major and Mick Horse. They'll be, you know, Old Major and Mick Horse will be the new Kirai and Molly. So I'm excited to see what they do with Ulix riding on that big flaming pig. Because we've seen him teased in the artwork, but we haven't seen any of the gameplay footage. Gameplay footage. That's not the term I'm looking to. But we haven't seen his cards yet. I'm going to just. You want to see what Pork Belly Protector does? It's going to be fun. Yes, I'm breaking the rule of I'm putting my metallic onto my wet palette. But you know what? There's not a lot of metallic on here, so I'm just going to deal with it. Because I don't want to dig out my other palette. Yeah, Pork Belly. So obviously he's got, you know, the idea that he is now a protector. But is he protecting the pork belly, or is he the pork belly protector? Like the name of a really weird superhero. I think I need to go up all the way to the brightest metal here. I gave it a really good shake. I really need to get one of those vortex mixers at some point. But his pig is literally on fire. So I feel like he's going to combo, you know, do some shenanigans with burning. But ultimately, there's no masters that I'm not looking forward to. That even though, like, I don't. Oh, he's got a bow. Yeah, he's got his bow out as well. Yeah. But even though I don't play Bayou, it's just not a faction that has ever appealed to the player side of me. I really enjoy painting by you. So the collecting and painting side of me is excited that there's going to be all these awesome new masters in these cool new combos. So I'm excited for that. Quite possibly. When it comes down to play style, it's the a lot of times I like to kind of go off of the concept of what they're trying to get at there. That I enjoy. I've always Rasputina was my first master. An angry cannibal ice witch. You know what? I love the concept, and I love how it plays out in gameplay. You know, she's flinging ice bombs. That at least there's a little less ice flinging that there was in this edition than there was last edition. So a little sad on that. But let's get a little bit of that. So I'm just busting out. As I say, I wasn't going to get out this other palette. I'm going to just bump that. It's not as covered in stuff. There we go. Grabbing a little bit of a wash. Just a pen wash. Right here on that layer. I'm just going to do a little bit of hitting that with a little bit of the shade just in the recesses there, just to kind of pull it all together a little bit on the metal. Yeah, and it fits with the ice theme. I miss her going just. If Rasputina has got a clear line of shot at you, you're going to be blown up with ice bombs. I really enjoyed that in second edition. So her playstyle doesn't quite fit the way I really enjoyed playing her. All right. So let's throw some paint at myself. So I'm going to prep up the guy's base here a little bit because I'm getting close to finished on this guy. He's almost done there. Let's clean my paint off. Yeah, the slowing down and debuffing them. The problem I've run into with that, though, is there's a lot of ways to deal with what she's doing there. So I don't know. It hasn't really gelled for me. So hopefully, whatever her new thing is, gels with me a little bit better. played relatively competitively in the local scene for a while. At the beginning of second edition. A lot of so I started playing right at the beginning of second edition. Came out, so I had about maybe 3 games under my belt when I went to my first tournament, local thing, and then I ended up winning the tournament because all of the local guys in the area had played in the beta for second edition and had gotten in their head, this is the way that Rasputina is played. And then I came out and played her a little bit differently. And they weren't expecting it. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know how I played. They didn't know my tells. And so I came out and I won that tournament. And then I proceeded to not win another single game of Malifaux for like 3 months. Because they're like, oh, this guy's showing up and coming and kicking our butts. And so they, kid gloves off and got my behind handed to me for like 3 months straight. All right, so I was just doing a little bit of I took a very, very thinned down gray and kind of washed it over the base there in preparation for when it comes to stones, I dry brush them. It's the quickest, easiest way to make a good looking stone. And so this guy's getting late in the game. I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting with just a pure blue up here. But ultimately, I'm of the opinion that any master can be played competitively. It's just that some are going to be easier than others to play. That a good player can take whatever master they want and find a way to make them work. But the caveat to that is some masters, it's just going to be easier to do that than others. So I'm wondering who Rasputina is going to be paired up with. Ooh, maybe Rasputina could. Well, I feel like that's a little on the nose. I don't know. And some of these combinations, yeah, Euripides seems like the obvious choice. But I don't know. They're just striking me as a little on the nose. Do we already have a model that is the Savage keyword? That's Savage in December. Oh, you know what we were thinking about earlier was that we were wondering. Oh, so they don't have anything currently. Well, then maybe, you know what? I could see them doing that. But maybe we'll have, yeah, don't take this seriously, but we'll have Rasputina and the Brewmaster because you always need ice when you've got cocktails. So Party Bus Brewmaster, and she provides the ice. Brewmaster and Rasputina are going into business and starting a bar. You heard it here first, folks. Yes, call it On the Rocks. I tell you what, I am here for that. And you know what? If the best thing is that you can all just they can come back and reference these videos later to mine us for our brilliant ideas for design for future design. So if it's not our first title, maybe it'll just be your second title then. Yeah, so we've got, Make Horse. We'll have On the Rocks. We can have, the Cocktail Golem. It's when, when a whiskey golem and an ice golem love each other very much, you get a cocktail golem. And I'm here for that. Ooh, Margarita Golem. Well, then they'll invite the Ortegas. They'll go down to Latigo. I'm certain there's some tequila in Latigo. Brewmaster. Yeah, you know what? The Brewmaster, Perdita, and Rasputina are all going to cease after the fallout from whatever happens with Malifaux Burns. Everyone, because it sounds like serious things are going on. So everyone is going to need a drink. And so Rasputina, Perdita, and the Brewmaster are all going to get together and found a new bar. So, Kimberly, are you taking notes on this? Because this is important stuff. I mean, we've practically got the next, book written for you already. Oh, do I have to add a disclaimer? Doug's crazed ramblings in no way reflect the opinions or direction that Malifaux is headed. I feel like I should probably preface that or something, because quite frankly, these are some crazed ramblings, and I'm okay with that. The opinions and crazed ramblings of the streamer in no way represent Weird Miniatures or the direction in which they are going to take their games. No matter how awesome those ideas are. Because it does remind me, we could come up with some kind of a alternate play format maybe too. Because back in the day, I remember playing Beer Hammer. So maybe we could come up with a Malifaux version of that. Where you finish your drink, You can, put it on the table as terrain or various other shenanigans like that. Because I would totally run that at LVO. Oh, yeah. Well, it depends. There's rules for each. Polish Open. Oh, goodness. What was the special rule? Oh, that sounds deadly. Now, here's the question. Were you standing at the end of this game? Oh, that just sounds like fun. I feel like for LVO, I need to come up with something similar to that because that would just be delightful, delightful fun. Ooh, that would be, yes, I'm all for that. All righty, I believe it is time to go to town on the base. All righty, let's gather up my colors for that. Green, there we go. Cool. All right, so here's how he's looking. Really happy with how that looks so far. So I'm going to go and I'm going to grab my palette there. Set the wet palette off to the side. Because for dry brushing, I just go with my normal dry palette. And when it comes to stones, I dry brush. That's what I do. That's not the right brush. Let's grab my brushes. All right. See, I haven't actually gotten to play in a tourney in a long time. I'm always the TO. And my players have figured out that bribing the TO with a little bit of tasty beverages gives you better rulings. I'm teasing, of course. I would never be swayed by that exactly. But, you know, still keeps me happy. Happy TO means that everyone's happy then. Seems to be going big is the so. Okay. Heard a bit about Texas meta. Seems like going big is the way there. Tough, expensive model versus big crews. So a lot of the time, so the guy who has been, for the most part, top player in the Texas meta for a while, Andre, has been playing a very elite Nakima crew. That I think it's 6 models total, and he very much plays by the you can't scheme if you're dead. So he goes hard on the Alpha Strike, and then focuses on scheming after that. Now, is not entirely without, you know, scoring early on, because he has a tendency of going, you know, he 8-0s at people a lot. The other fun thing with that is really, really nice guy. But, okay. The thing is that I don't know what Brian has been playing lately. So yeah, that's Andre, who Andre and Brian were both playing in the Malifaux World Series, which if y'all haven't seen, they just posted the final round, the final bracket for the Malifaux Vassal World Series. Ooh, Barista. And that could be fun too. So instead of making you slow, he wakes you up. Yeah, so the Malifaux World Series is about to, the final bracket is about to kick off. And I'm super proud. One of my local guys, the guy who I was over at his place on Saturday night playing board games. Personal glitch on there. Brian is one of the top 8 players there. So I'm super proud of one of my local guys for making the finals for the Malifaux Vassal World Series. So super proud for that guy. My understanding is they had a good representation the entire season with that. So that's good. All right. So that is his base most of the way there. So now I'm just going to bust back out this, and I totally hit his foot with some stuff. Clean that up there a little bit. But yeah, Vyric, Texas meta tends to play very aggressively. Not everyone. So the most competitive players play very aggressively. We've also got a large number of just friendly players that it's the gameplay is aggressive, but there's honestly no player I've played against in Texas that I wouldn't want to play against again. So aggressive but friendly. Sometimes even aggressively friendly. That might describe me. I can be aggressively friendly sometimes. And I'm hoping that, things in the world start to go better soon. That we will be able to get that the U.S. Faux Tour National Championship thing going again. I'd love for that to happen. Because right now in the U.S., all the metas aren't really cross-playing at the moment because while people may be starting to play again, people aren't really traveling for tournaments. So there's not really that cross-play going on. I was really looking forward to the USFO tour, kind of bringing the whole meta things together. In that we can say, the Texas meta is very different than the East Coast meta, or even the Carolinas or the West Coast or whatever. You take a look at it, that Texas is larger than all of the UK. And so it is, even within the Texas meta, there is the Houston meta, there's the Dallas meta, there's the Austin meta, and there's the San Antonio meta. And so having all of that can make it hard to really pin down stuff. But I'm looking forward to, having organized play across all of, Midwest. Okay. I am from the Midwest originally, but I didn't play Malifaux back when I was up there. Sorry. But I honestly don't know what the Midwest meta is like right now. I hear more about, East Coast, West Coast, and I know Carolinas, because that's where Craig Shipman is located, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know who. I think Doug Broman, Steam Powered Scoundrels Doug, would be considered Midwest, maybe? All right. Yeah, you're looking good there, buddy. All right. So let's see. So yeah, probably is going to come back and look at him later on, but he's almost finished here. So Indy's got a nice group, kind of recovering in St. Louis. Okay. Yeah, I know that if I'm not mistaken, Alex from Match by Mars is in the St. Louis area, if I'm not mistaken. And he's been talking to me about, trying to get out and playing more often. Well, I'm certain the indie group will be at Gen Con. Oh, hey, just played with Alex last Tuesday. I love Alex. Alex is an awesome dude. Normally, I spend a fair amount of time with Alex at Gen Con because he's part of the crew I do True Dungeon with. But unfortunately, no True Dungeon at Gen Con this year. Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of going and picking out some of the individual stones and doing a little pin wash on each of them. Not all of them, but some of them, to just kind of tone them a little bit brown to add a little bit of breakup of the color on the base there. But yeah, I think a lot of metas are trying to recover right now because, well, pandemic. And there's a lot of my regular players. Ooh, so 6-6 tie Anya versus his Mayfang. Good times. Yeah, a lot of metas are working on, recovering because, pandemic. And it's just getting people out. I know there's a lot of my local guys who would come to everything before things got shut down, and now I haven't seen in over a year and a half now at this point. So that kind of bums me out that I'm not seeing all my people back yet. But hopefully soon. All right. Well, I'll just go in and hit a few. Areas here and there. Just kind of doing cleanup now here. Yeah, it was sort of most of the other I don't have them sitting right here nearby, but the other minis that came in this box are an explosion of color. Yeah, the other wastrels, the hucksters that are in this box, were just these explosions of color. Honestly, this one was kind of figured it out as I went. A lot of time, so a lot of it was I was looking at it and like, oh, you know what? I need to warm up these browns a little bit more. And so I kind of did that. I knew that I wanted to do kind of a midnight blue cloak because going pure black on the cloak, I didn't think it would look very good because so much of the time, like pure black, you then maybe go up to grays. So I wanted to go up towards blues. And apparently, if you dress in dark blue, you are harder to see at night than dressing in pure black. I guess. This is what I've been told. So, Desper LaRaux knows to dress in the dark blue to be more unseen than just dressing in black. And I liked, it was just kind of balancing out there. A lot of times when I paint, I'll plan the general scheme and then I fly by the seat of my pants. So I'm really just kind of going back in, doing the cleanup now. Doing final little touches of pops, highlights here and there. Where I don't think I quite got them enough, maybe. But thank you, Vyric. I'd originally not planned. Yeah. I'd originally not planned to go quite as bright with the blue, but it just kind of worked out that way, and I like how it. I like how it worked out. Feels like, highlighting, but like the moon is shining upon him. And the thing to remember is that with minis, we're not going for true realism. We're going for, heightened realism. Because true realism would actually look kind of boring. All righty. I am loving him. Seeing if there's anything else that I'm missing. Let's do a little bit more on that upper, that is right arm there. All right. So I believe Desper LaRaux is finished here. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite things to do when a mini is finished. I'm going to pop them off the base. Got to clean up. And I get the poster putty on the bottom there. So one of my favorite things to do is today is what? The 30th. Okay. So I signed my initials. Actually, it's not really going to show up very well. Here, let's go with this one over here. Ooh, that's chunky. No, that's not a good one. There we go. That'll work. So I sign my initials. And then what I do, today is the 30th of August. I put the date that I finished this model on here. And can you see this on here? Yeah, you can. And I don't worry about being super, clean and precise with this. And I put the date on the bottom there. I'm going to go over it twice just to make sure it's nicely laid in there. So what you can do is, I think of painting miniatures is artwork. I know some people, there's a debate of, oh, is miniatures artwork or not? Yeah, this is art. And so, an artist signs their artwork. But the other thing I do is I put the date on the base, because there's so many times where I'm like, oh, when did I paint this? I can flip my mini over, find out when exactly I painted it. And I can literally then go and do a lineup and just look at my painting through time and see how I have improved over the years. Now, this is only something I started doing maybe 6-7 years ago. But, even within that time, you see that improvement, which is awesome. I mean, I could honestly see improvement. Yeah, checking the day. Oh, and yes, for my European friends, I'm sorry, I do month, day, year, because I live in America. But, yeah, so checking your collection, you're checking data. Yeah. Huh? Thank you for that one. But yeah, so then I'm also just going to go and I'm going to put them back on there real fast for a second. Doing that because I'm just going to clean up the outer rim of the base. Give it once more. Nice coat of black. I like having black around the rim of the base. I don't paint my bases the faction color like so many people do. I think it just looks cleaner and sharper with a black rim to the base. It also photographs better, and I think a brightly colored base detracts from the miniature. Brightly colored base rim. So this mini's basically the black, your eye just kind of glosses over it. Your eye sees the black as non-existent. And so while it's there for the important part of measurement, your eye just doesn't pick up on it. Your eye, when you're looking, sees it as blank space. So that's what I like to do. So this is Mr. Desper LaRaux. Huzzah! He is completed. So it looks like we got about, unless, correct me if I'm wrong, Kimberly, I believe I've got about 3 minutes left here. See, I'll get a picture of him. I'll set up I need to set up my photo booth. Got a picture of him and the rest of the wastrels, the hucksters, and I will get some good pictures of the one born every minute is the name of the box that he came in. So that's really exciting. Huzzah! So I believe what I want to try painting next is I'm going to be doing the so next stream. I'm not sure when my next stream is. I've got to check our schedule. But I believe this is going to be what I'm going to try next. I want to try, big boy here. That's going to be fun to do. But I think I'm going to try out some of the, I've got these from Vallejo, some of their color shift paints. I was talking about this earlier. So I'm going to try that out with him. And so if you're not familiar with color shift paints, yeah, these are just spoons. So if you take a look at this, tilt that from side to side, see the color kind of changes on that? So I think I'm going to go with this color shift paint. Goes from a green to a purple. Here, let me get that centered in the... And so I think this would look really cool on the Calypso. Oh no, this one has got a really, so the Vallejo paints have got really, really boring names. So it's the Vallejo color shift. It's green, blue, violet. But the color packs are like space dust and other stuff like that there. The paints themselves are, so like, you know, I've got orange, violet. It's what color it is to what color it goes to. So yes, follow me on Instagram. I will be posting up, you know, photos of Desper LaRaux and his friendly wastrels that go with him. Tune in. The Play Weird schedule is up on a Weird Place as well as on the Play Weird Instagram. So check to see who's all painting with you this week. Thank you for tuning in, and stay weird, everyone. Bye.